last year that you successfully effected the arrest of some illegal gold traders who were engaged in gold smuggling. You arrested them and you seized about 17 bars of yellowish substances later determined through assay to be gold. I'm happy to inform NACOC that we have not only validated the seizure, but we have also just concluded the forfeiture of the related 17 bars of gold. Having confiscated it, if I can put it in that simple way, the gold has now become the property of the state. Therefore, in line with our policy as an institution to reward informers who volunteer information that lead to the arrest of illegal gold traders, smugglers, and what have you, the board of the GoldBod directed that 10% of the value of the seized gold be given to the informers who worked with NACOC. If it was a private entity we're dealing with, or a private person, we would have just stopped at the level of the 10%. If you like, motivational policy. That, of course, has been endorsed by His Excellency the President himself. But because we are dealing with NACOC, and we know you had to deploy a lot of resources, time, and efforts in achieving this, the board, in its wisdom, recommended that the officers that actually worked on this case, those that were involved in the entire operation leading to the arrest of the suspects, from the intelligence gathering stage all the way to the enforcement actions that were taken, should also be motivated with 20% of the value of the proceeds to motivate them to do more. Because where they have their presence, GoldBod does not yet have presence, and so we want to collaborate with them, and that collaboration will only work when they are duly motivated. So the board says, aside 10% for informants who volunteered information, 20% of the value of the seized gold should go to the officials, the officers that played various roles in the successful arrest. Then, because these officers work for an institution, and at the end of the day they were deployed by an institution, and their activities were coordinated by this institution and funded by the institution. And we know that that institution, NACOC, which you lead, also has a number of challenges, and yet has a very important role to play in our collective efforts to check gold smuggling and illegal gold trading. The board recommended that another 20% of the value of the seized gold be given to the institution itself to beef up its capacity to be able to play the important role it continues to play along our borders. So overall, the board approved that 50% of the entire value of the seized gold be paid to NACOC for onward distribution to the various entities.
So gold normally will not fall in our line of operation, but it was illegal for someone to smuggle it out of the country. And seeing the good work you are doing, it behooves on every single individual in this country to support. So if you find out value of gold leaving the borders of Ghana, when we are chasing for it to develop the same Ghana for the benefit of everybody, it wasn't right that we should sit aloof and let it go. To surprise you to know that when we had it, some guys within the area were mobilizing to attack the OSA. And so that very minute he communicated to me, I alerted my deputy, procured a ticket for him. I called my colleagues in Tamale to escort him under military security arrangements to bring him. Bolga, yes. To bring him right from Bolga to Tamale, and then subsequently, so that he had to wait at the office for close to midnight to pick it up. At Narcotics, we are very transparent because we believe in the core values. I tell people that you can say whatever you want to say, but at the commission, we believe that the integrity of every single individual matters.